Welcome to the Bald and Beautiful. I'm Chris.
I'm Bryce,
I'm bald.
and I'm Beardiful. Welcome to our big news of the week segment. It's gonna be a fun show, I think. We got some new stuff, we got some old stuff, got the return of the side bet. Chris trying to redeem himself after his loss, but we'll get into that a little later.
I still claim it as a moral victory.
A moral victory, losing was a moral victory for you.
No, but I sided with Brady and he ran in for two. He had two rushing touchdowns the first time in his entire career. So,
Mm-hmm.
I was on that side of things.
Anyway, sure.
All right.
Just keep giving just the pat on the back, and I'll take the point on the scoreboard. So, returning to the big O's, we are down to one on each. Brady finally lost to the
One
Ravens.
is the loneliest number that there ever was. Oh, what? Sorry.
You just, is that what it sounds like in your head all the time? We're just getting an inner monologue.
No. YouTube wouldn't let my inner monologue be posted.
I can only imagine.
It's
Uh,
definitely a policy violation.
I don't know. I've seen some weird stuff on you. I'm sure a lot of our listeners have. I'm sure all of our listeners have. I can't say a lot because we don't have many. All of them have definitely heard or seen something weird on YouTube. But Patriots are finally out of the Big O news. 49ers still going strong without a single loss. And Bengals, who did not play last week, um, got through their bye week without a win. I guess you could just say.
Maintaining their perfectly winless season.
Yes, and now even though they're going up against the Ravens that just beat the Patriots, I mean, not saying it can't happen because it definitely could happen. It's a division game. You never know what's going to happen, but it's not looking good.
I don't think their schedule gets much easier. Like I think if they were going to have, if they're going to have a win, that they would have already had it based on their current what they currently played. What happened against like Washington when they played Washington, right? But still managed to lose.
I mean, they do go up against the Browns again. They got a game against the Jets. I think it could. I think it's definitely limited, but they have two more games against the Browns. They have a game against the Dolphins. They have a game against. They had. I think they do have potential. To. I mean, they're going up against two of the teams that are one victory thus far. I mean, they're also going against the Patriots, but they're also going. They also have looks like another three division games. So, and those games are always rough. Those can really go anyway.
Yeah, so we'll see if they have that perfectly winless season, trying to unseat the Dolphins for that number one overall draft spot.
I honestly don't think they go the whole season without getting at least one win. Especially towards the end there. If if I mean Browns and Dolphins, if they're are not doing too well at the end of the season, they're not going to be trying so hard or playing their. Can you say playing their best players if they're not playing that well? I don't. What's the status quo on that? But I think they, if anything, the last couple of weeks they could definitely get it.
For sure.
I'm
Niners.
still.
What?
I was about to say Niners and Seahawks. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, Niners Seahawks. Like that's a difficult game, but it's in San Francisco, divisional game also. So that there's that right playing
Right.
into it as well. Um, Niners play the Cardinals again this season. Cardinals got real close Saturday, or not Saturday. What day? Thursday. Last Thursday got real close, and only lost by 3. So and they scored first blood. So there was that.
Um, yeah, I still think I said it in the last episode, going against the Seahawks and them being the last team to not get a loss. And now that the Patriots have finally got their first loss, I'm saying this is the week they're going to get it just because Patriots lost. Don't know why. That's my conspiracy, and I'm really curious to see if it happens.
I don't think they cough this one up. I think this one means too much, and dealing a loss to the Seahawks pushes the Seahawks farther down the rankings. If you know what I mean,
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm
for
not
a
saying it
wild
wouldn't
card
be good
spot.
for them.
So um, I think this is hard fought. It's in the Bay Area. I think Niners definitely take this one away.
Are they? I thought they were Seahawks territory.
Did I misread that?
Nope, I misread that. You're correct. They are in San Francisco.
You want to repeat that?
No, I'm not stroking your ego. It's on the recording. You can go back and listen to it over and over again if you wish. If that's the highlight of your day is listening to me talk to you like you're a good boy.
All right. So let's get into some fascinating facts. A new segment of the point five episode.
New. I don't know if I'd call it new. It definitely has a new name. The idea of the big news was to come up with stories that happened this past week that we both just found interesting. And if you haven't heard it, I mean, with the news that we're coming up with, you really should have heard this if you're any kind of football listener. But if you're not, hopefully you'll just find it interesting. Do you want to start it? Or want me to start it?
You can start.
Start with the biggest one because everyone should have heard about this, football fan or not. The black cat that came out on the Giants' home field against the Cowboys. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I mean, I'm not even a bad omen kind of guy just because growing up, my mom had two black cats running around the house. But I mean, how often do you see any kind of I'm going to say wingless animal on the field in the middle of a game? It doesn't happen. Besides, I mean, you're counting the crowd as animal, but whatever.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. So that was fascinating. That was just fun to see. Game stops entirely. I don't know about you, Chris. Did you watch it?
I did, and the cat spent more time in the end zone than the Giants did. So there was
I was
that.
going to I was gonna say, I don't know about you, but when it was running towards the end zone, I was cheering for it. Like, come on, touchdown! And I mean, it sat there on the line like the Giants did, but eventually, unlike the Giants, it entered the end zone.
All
That
right,
was fun.
moving on to the next fascinating facts. I guess you could say the mustache ride is over. Garner Minshew being benched for returning Nick Foles.
Yeah, they're on a bye week this week, but come their next week, they Foles coming back from the collarbone injury.
I think I mean, it could go either way, right? Like Foles has been solid when he's healthy, right? He's been putting up good numbers, but nothing spectacular per se, right? So I
Right.
get the move. It's kind of par for the course for the season, though. Like as far as any like starter really, or anybody who's assumed a starting role and it really hasn't like overly produced like crazy numbers, um, has been uh, has been benched, right?
Right. I mean, now oh yeah, I mean Eli being benched because he's not putting up numbers, and Jones. I mean, Jones was doing well, and I mean after watching him with the Cowboys, who knows?
All right, you want to bring us home on the fascinating facts?
What was the last one? I don't even remember what the last one was.
I thought you remembered. That's why I took the mustache ride. Didn't you
I
write
think
it
we only
down?
had to. No, no, because after this we got Mayfield.
Yeah, but it's not fascinating facts. But the Baker Mayfield looks like has replaced Cam Newton. Looks like considering Cam Newton is nowhere to be found at the moment. Um,
Well, and also the Gardner Minshew memes that followed that one.
yeah, well, so I guess you could say as far as a fascinating fact, quote unquote, not Gardner Minshew. Why do I want to? Because he looks like because Baker Mayfield looks like he took fourth place in a Gardner Minshew costume contest. Uh, he shaved 3 times throughout the course of like the pre/post game of this. Like he came in, like got off the like team bus um, with like a full beard, and then he had like a handlebar mustache throughout the game, and then he came out with this little number
uh,
for media time, right?
yeah, well, I mean, when you meet the media, you do want to look like you just found out you didn't get the role from as Pedro in Napoleon Dynamite.
I mean, considering when Napoleon Dynamite came out, you think he would have known already? And last
you
but
would
not least,
you
I
would
think this. What? Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say you would think, but these players do get hit in the head a lot.
That is true. And then last but not least, Baker Mayfield looks like he's not allowed within 500 feet of a school zone. Uh,
That's just brutal. It is so messed up.
Hilarious. So I
So
mean,
mean.
it's so true though. It's so true. He even has like a little like trench coat on, like he's gonna be like he might flash little kids. Like it's horrible. It's just horrible.
Yeah, the sad part is he's wearing what looks like a trench coat. I mean, you got it's not even the '70s stash. It is the thin, petty stash, and he went full on trench coat. And what I can only say it looks like it should be a scarf, and then a white tee that has some kind of stain on it. You can't see it, but you know it's there.
Oh yeah. It definitely screams. I've been wearing this for a few days as I lived in my van.
Well, I mean, he got talked. The Browns team got talked up a lot in the preseason, and I mean, looking at their record thus far, you look a little depressed too by this week.
All right. So, which brings us to the side bet.
Return,
The return of the
return
side
this.
bet.
Yes.
Probably should have put return on there, but too late now.
Nah, it happens. We'll make do. So this week's side bet, do you want to explain it?
So, all right. So what we're doing is, considering I finished ahead of Bryce this last week with half as many negative points as him.
If anybody else wants to go back and look, he strategically does these side bets when he won the week prior. Just saying.
So what we're talking about, we ended up on opposite sides of the Niners and Seahawks game. So we're
The
taking
Monday night
that.
game.
Yeah, the Monday night game, which is also the Monday night game, right?
Yep.
We're going to take the point total, which was 46.5, right?
Yeah. So if you look online, look up at the 49ers Seahawks over under statistics, it's listed at 46.5.
As of right meow, or was that the start or the like opening line?
Let's just go with that's the one I found, and that's what we're going with.
That works too. Okay, so that means I get first pick, right? Or I get dibs on the pick of over under, right? Because I won.
I'm still a little hesitant on how we should do this. Because just because you had the better doesn't mean I have to get stuck with whichever one. If
Fine.
anything,
I came up with the bet. You get the choice. Go for it.
well, no, not the choice first, because then it's just not fair to you. Because I mean, off the recording, we both decided on this. It was a pretty mutual agreement, because I think you kind of put the idea, and we moved on, and I moved back to it, saying, let's let's work for that game, since we both picked on different sides of it. I still think I like the idea from last time that if we wanted to, we could choose the same one. But if we're both wrong, we both lose, and if we're both right, the punishment carries over.
Okay.
But if I do want the other one, then we're just gonna have a loser.
All right.
But I guess my only question is it an advantage to you to hear my pick, or is it an advantage to you to pick first?
No, it would be an advantage to hear your pick first, because then I get to decide whether or not I want to align with you or go opposite, right? because otherwise I don't get
Yeah.
that choice, and then you would be able to align with me, and then therefore
Yeah,
kind
so
of
I was trying to
negate it.
give you I was still trying to give you an advantage because you did win last week.
All right. So
All
go
right.
ahead and ladies first.
I will pick the over. I will say that the total score will be over 46.5.
Over 46.5.
They definitely have the potential.
Seattle's
So now you get the opportunity to either join me or mix it up.
Seattle's games have all been shootouts too. Um,
But 49ers games against Tampa Bay were they were both 40 and 30. And I think what was their actually I think I had this up. Did I close it? Give me one. I definitely I started keeping track of all of the scores for all the teams. I have it in a little spreadsheet for situations just like this. 49ers themselves 31 points, 41 points, 24 points. Bye week, 31 points, 20 points, 9 points against Washington, but that was in the rain, and 51 points against Carolina. I know that because they gave me an amazing cover 5 week, 28 points. So they usually cover half of that each time. But then again, let's see about the Seahawks. The right there, we have 21, 28, 27, 27, 30, 32, 16 against Baltimore, 27 and 40 against Tampa Bay. So they're usually around the that half mark as well. Hence why I chose the over. Then again, they could also be both really tough teams and together just, get 15 or 17 apiece and you're under.
I hate to do it. I'm gonna take the over also. I really hate to do it, but I'm gonna take the
Ah.
over also.
All right, but now we need to say what the bet is because we both had the opportunity to lose this week.
So if we both lose, we have to in the next in betweener episode or on the picks episode, we're going to post the loser. We're both losers if we lose. At that point, we have to post an embarrassing picture or put up an embarrassing picture, and it also has to go out to Facebook.
It'll be on the on the Bald and Beautiful Facebook page, and we'll make it on the in betweener because I want to keep a reason to come back and watch this episode as well. And embarrassing, it can either be a baby photo, something that happened last week, just whatever the other person, Chris or myself, will agree upon the picture if it's embarrassing enough or if it's just a picture of us doing something stupid.
Well, at this point, if we're both losing, I'm pretty sure we can find a picture of both of us from our childhood that's embarrassing enough.
I think this one with me standing next to you, I mean, that looked pretty embarrassing.
For you.
I think that about wraps up our side bet. Looks so if those taking the over, score is going to be over 46.5 total. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I can tell. All right, you want to take us out?
All right. Thank you for tuning in to the Bald and Beautiful In-Betweener Big News episode. Like, subscribe, smash the fork out of that like button, hit that bell icon for notifications, look us up on Facebook, email us at thebaldandbeautiful@gmail.com.
Share these videos with your friends. Help us get the word out. So we post these videos on the Facebook page every time we come up. So please share it out. Help us get some more fans of the page.
All right. See you next time. I'm not wearing any pants.
Bye, guys.